Oh, how about that? It's perfect. Tanse Nawagamaganuk, hello. How are you, my relatives? Before I get started, I want to thank Marsha for inviting me to this beautiful evening. It's so lovely. This is a really great gig. Thank you. I especially want to thank Tim and Sarah for your beautiful stories. Your beautiful stories. So, it's just, thank you. Thank you. That was the shittiest secret ever, Mars bars. We've had some family tragedy lately, and it's made me really cranky. And Marsha sent me this email asking me for stuff, and I was like, "Fuck," So it's like my secret. I like Mars bars. It's like that was, but that was the best I could come up with at the time. So I have two real secrets. One isn't really a secret. It's only a secret because I'm wearing a hoodie. I'm wearing a T-shirt that says Treaty 6, True North. Who knows where Treaty 6 is? It's not a trick question. It's a trick question because I know none of you do. So it's sort of a trick question. Okay. But here's the real secret. In July of 1876, my great, great, great grandfather, Chief Mistawasis, the namesake of our reserve, was the first signatory to Treaty 6. Ah, that's real. It's also important to note that when the chiefs signed Treaty 6, they weren't signing an agreement with the Dominion of Canada. They were signing an agreement with the Crown, who at that point was embodied by Queen Victoria. So it's important to remember that our relationship, our treaty relationship, is a relationship with the Crown, which is still, as far as I can tell, in England, and not with Canada. Canada is an agent of the Crown. The reason I say all these things to you is that when we entered into the treaty relationship with the Crown and by extension with Canada, for us culturally, what that means and what that meant is that Canadians, all Canadians, I'm assuming you're all Canadians, if you're not, you're excused from what I'm about to say. And now everybody's worried. Okay, you became our relatives, literally. You are literally our relatives because we've entered into this treaty relationship with you. So you were. So when I say Tanse and Wagamaganak, I'm saying, how are you, my relatives? I mean it. You are my relatives. How y'all doing? Yeah. Hard to feel anything but good right now. Hey, like things are cooking. It's nice. I want to sing for you. I want to sing for you a Cree song. It's not a ceremonial song, so you don't have to get all solemn and put your head down and do all that. You don't have. You don't have to. You don't. Have to. This is actually originally this was a powwow song written by Grey Buffalo, who are a powwow drum group, and it was taught to me by a Cree woman named Melissa Worm. It's all in Cree, so I will tell you what the song means because I'm just gonna go out on a limb and guess that there's not a lot of Cree speakers in the house tonight, especially our dialect because it's from Saskatchewan. So the clumsy English translation of the song is the Happy Eagle song, but that's not doesn't really give you a sense of what the song is. What the song is when we sing this song, we are inviting the spirit of Grandfather Eagle to come down and to the event, to the thing that's happening, which is this, and to dance like a young person, to to to, um, to get the party started. I don't want to give you the impression that it actually says that in Cree. That's not a thing with us. Um, this is one of my favorite songs. It's typical, traditional. It's typically when we sing these kinds of songs, we sing them at least we sing them four times through the. But I'm not. I'm. Not, I promised Marsha I wouldn't go over. I fucking lied to you so bad. Just totally straight up lied to you, Marsha. So be looking for that big hook to come out at some point. Whoop, and off he went. Happy Eagle song. Joking. That is my favorite Indian joke in the whole wide world. The best part is you do it for white audiences and you can see everybody going, what the fuck? That's a Led Zeppelin. Does he not know it's a Led Zeppelin song? Should we tell him it's a Led Zeppelin? Oh, this is so awkward. Love it. Thank you. I love that song. Nothing bugs me like a loose mic stand. Fixed. Um, okay, the grandfather, treaties, relations, song, true stories. True stories. When I was a young man, this is for Tim. This story's for you, Tim. Both of these stories are for you, actually. Because Tim's a juggler. I was a juggler, too. When I was a young man, I was a professional street juggler. I juggled, did a 3-ball routine. I did a 3-club routine. I did a 3-torch routine. I blew fire. I told funny stories. And I was so fucking cute when I was young. And I made a lot of money. Well, what to 20-year-old me thought was a lot of money, and now I'd be like, you poor thing. Anyway, I gigged around a lot. I loved playing in Quebec because in the 1980s, trying to street perform in Western Canada was such a bummer because people didn't know what you were doing. They were like weird and freaked out by it. Vancouver wasn't too bad, but Montreal and Quebec City were paradise. It was paradise. Because you start your thing and people go, oh, a juggler. Let's watch what he does. Is he a good juggler? Is he a funny juggler? He's both. Let's give him money. It was fantastic. It was like Montreal was like dying and going to heaven. And then I got a contract to perform at Expo 86, the World's Fair in Vancouver. I was planning to go to clown school in the fall, and I didn't have any money saved because I didn't have any money because I was poor. And they were paying me $1,000 a week in 1986. Yeah, it was like mind-blowing amount of money. Like it was incredible. It was incredible. So I had my little street show, and I had this clown character. He wore a half mask, a mask that came down to here, and his name was Blue. And he set up my show. He would physically set up my show, but also he would gather the crowd, right? Because you need your circle of people to be pretty tight so they can hear you. So that day, it was my first show of the day, and I was performing outside of the Egyptian Pavilion, which was this huge hit. And the lineups were literally 4 to 5, 6 hours long just to go in. I have no idea what was in there. There was no way in hell I was going to wait for 5 hours. But I figured I perform here. I went to one of the gate dudes, and I was like, hey, man, hook me up, brother. And he was like, no, man. Not a thing. So I never saw it. So I have no idea. They might have had Tutankhamun in there. I have no idea. But it was a huge success. It was a huge popular thing. So there were literally 5,000 people lined up to go into this place. But the plaza outside was like, it was literally like 400 meters across. It was this huge space, way too big for my little show. So I just said, Blue, you like, go get them, like gather my crowd. But what he loved to do was imitate people. He loved to imitate people. He would imitate their walk, right? And everyone has an imitatable walk, pretty much. So on this day, Blue was on fire. He was on fire. He was following people. People were following him. So he was imitating the guy in front of him, and someone was behind him imitating him, and a guy was imitating. It was just magic, and people are laughing, and everybody's having. So there's all these 5,000 people, but they're like hundreds of meters apart. So I just thought, maybe I'm just gonna let him rock. Like, maybe this is my show today. I'll just clown. And then he appeared. Nerdy man. He was kind of a little guy, black pants, suspenders, white short sleeve button-up shirt, pocket protector, ugly glasses, bad haircut. Blue locks onto this guy and just starts doing this thing, and everyone's giggling and having a good time. And Nerdy Man walks up. Oh, so they had hired teenage girls to be line-up information agents. So you could ask them about how long the wait would be, what would be inside the place, that kind of thing. So Nerdy Man walks up to this pretty girl, she's like 16, and starts peppering her with all these really complicated questions, while Blue is behind him, imitating everything he does. And this poor girl is just like turning red like this, right? And she's trying to hold it together. So Nerdy Man has a backpack on. I'm wearing black tuxedo pants, black and white Converse high tops, a tuxedo shirt with the sleeves cut off, because I'm just all punk rock, right? And black suspenders. And Nerdy Man takes off his backpack, and in a moment of pure comic genius, Blue shrugs off his suspenders, and the crowd goes insane. 5,000 people roaring with laughter. And I just have this moment where I'm like, man, I got the best job in the whole world. This is so cool. And then I think, okay, we've milked this hard enough. Let's just shut it down now. It's starting to get cruel, right? So I go, whoop, whoop, in front of his eyes. But Nerdy Man doesn't react. Because I am making fun of a blind man. Certain activities, it's funny now. It's funny now. Certain activities promote a different experience of time. I realized a few milliseconds before the 5,000 people that were laughing that I was making fun of a blind man, but those milliseconds stretched into eternity as I thought about how my whole life was about to end. My life as a street juggler, my contract at Expo 86, my $1,000 a week. I had a vision of the crowd getting pitchforks and torches somewhere and lynching me, some sort of horrible, or tar and feathering me, or doing something horrible, running me out of town, something. The crowd clued in. Have you ever seen 5,000 people turn on a performer? This low animal growl began to emanate from 5,000 angry mouths. And it rose in pitch, and it rose in pitch. And suddenly Nerdy Man spun around, looked me up and down, and went, "Hey, how long have you been standing there?" certain activities promote a different experience of time. Suddenly, the crowd clued in. Nerdy Man wasn't blind. He was just stupid. We were all nice people again. Everyone started to laugh and applaud. I ran back to my trailer and shook and smoked cigarettes for about an hour. True story. You would think I had learned my lesson, but no. Fast forward to Quebec City for the Festival d'été, the summer festival, where they hire every year all these street performers to do their thing. I was one of them. I had a contract. It was beautiful. And even better, all of my clown friends were there. It was like a clown party. It was just freaking great. It didn't rain. It was just perfect. Everything was wonderful. I'm making lots of money. I'm having lots of fun. My super hot clown Quebecois girlfriend is there. I mean, everything was beautiful and nothing hurt, right? One of my mentors, Chi Wiz, a clown of some note from Vancouver, had come with her entire family, who were little clowns. And one of the little clowns was her son, Adad Hanna, who is now a very successful visual artist, by the way. And one day, Adad, who I kind of thought was a little shit, because he was kind of a little shit, really, he came to me and went, Archer, you and me, we should do a show together, like a street show, a juggling show. I was like, fuck off. No, no, no. No, I'm a solo artist. Thank you very much. I'm a solo artist. No, no. But he's a kid. You know what kids are like. He starts coming at me over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And this goes on for days until finally one day I'm like, okay, fine, we'll try it. We'll try it. We'll do it. Put a show together. So we take a couple of classic chestnuts, like classic street performance gags, right? And we put them together. We just throw it together. We go in the street. Oh my God. Adad is 12, but he looks like he's 7, right? He's petite. And we go do our thing, and people are like, oh, le petit clown, oh! And we are raking in the money. Oh, Lord have mercy. We go home at night, and we dump it on the floor of the hostel, and this pile of money, and we start splitting, and Adam's eyes were like this, and I was like, this is so good. We split the money. We split it 50-50, right? We were partners. So it's all gravy. It's all gravy. Life is perfect. Life is beautiful and nothing hurts. Until Adad comes to me and goes, Archer, I want to knock the cigarette out of the guy's mouth. Now you're probably asking yourself, huh? Classic street juggling routine. 2 jugglers, one on either side. Volunteer. You put a cigarette in his mouth. And one of the jugglers, with clubs, on 3, knocks the cigarette out of the guy's mouth without taking his face off the front of his head. It's actually super easy to do, but it looks really dangerous. Like it's just a great gag. It's a great gag. So my job was to get the volunteer. Easy peasy. Before we started the routine, I would take out a pack of cigarettes, take out a cigarette, put it in my mouth, and then I'd do I don't have any fire thing. It was the 80s in Quebec. Everybody smoked. Everybody smoked. So it was easy. Somebody would like, oh, I got a light, and I'd go up and they'd light my cigarette. Oh, thank you, merci bien, and I'd go to shake their hand, and then I'd pull them into the show. There's our volunteer. Whoop, whoop. Here you go, stand right here, sir. I'd take out a fresh cigarette, put it in his mouth. And away we go. 1, 2, 3, bang, yay! We'd pass the hat, we'd make bundles of money. It was just gorgeous. Until Adad said he wanted to knock the cigarette out of the guy's mouth. And I was like, no way, Adad. No, it's not a thing. It's not going to happen. But he's a kid. He's a kid. So he's like, just bugging me about this for days. And finally, one day, I'm like, fine. You can knock the cigarette out of the guy's mouth. Okay, fine. We'll do it tonight. Yeah. You can see where this is going. I could see where it was going, but I was like I was trapped on this, some kind of weird handcart to hell. And so the time came, and I took out the cigarette, and I pretended I didn't have any fire, and the nice guy took out his lighter, and he lit my cigarette. And I said, "Oh, merci beaucoup, monsieur." And I went to shake his hand, and I pulled, and it was like, huh, huh. The guy was muscle from his toenails to his hair follicles. The guy was just like solid. He wasn't tall. He was like this big, but he was just, I couldn't move the guy. I'm like, oh. And people are laughing because they think it's part of the thing. And I'm like, no, man, this is not part of the thing. Finally, I lean into the guy and go, hey, man, look, if you don't volunteer, nobody else will, and the show stops, man. And that's on you. Do yourself a favor, man. Step in. He leans into me and he goes, all right, but if you fuck me up, I will kill you. I'm like, everything's cool, man. Everything's cool. Come on. We're going to do this thing now. Fuck. So I put the cigarette in the guy's mouth. I stand him there. I say, stand straight. Don't bend. Don't. Just posture. Posture. Do posture. And I go over here, and I start to throw the clubs with Adad, and it's 3 count happens, 4 count happens, 5 count happens, and the audience started to go, well, when are they going to do this thing? 6 count, and I look at Adad, and he's got, his eyes are like this wide, and they're rolling. They're rolling in his head, and I'm like, oh, shit! So I just go, Adad, do it! So Adad throws the club, and smokes the guy right upside the head. Just blasted him one. And the fucking cigarette never even fell out of his mouth. Of course, being the adult, the whole crowd turns on me, hissing and angry. And then there's the guy. He meant it. He's coming at me like he's gonna fucking kill me. I don't remember what I said. It was one of those high-stress moments when your memory just goes blank, like it's white. It's all white. But I talked him down. I even got him to turn around with a cigarette in his mouth so I could knock it out of his mouth, which I did. Woo! We didn't make as much money as usual on this show, but we did all right, and I'm alive to tell the story. We good? Thank you.